Well, happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope you all are doing well for today. Sorry we didn't have one for last week with all this, with the flooding and stuff happening last week. I just didn't have a chance to film a video, but we'll pray about that today as well too. That's not to say I wasn't praying a lot for us here in Baldwin during our flood. And so I hope this reaches you that you're doing well. If you do need any help, let us at the church know, and we'll be happy to see what we can do to help out. And so just to remind you of that as well too. So again, we're at the beginning of the week. This is when we think about those things that we're praying about. And so what are those things that are on your heart and mind this week? What are those things that have been hard? Are you still carrying sort of the anxiety from the flood that we just had? Are you still thinking about going back to work, or are you back at work? Are you thinking about the pandemic, racial injustice? I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that is on our plate today. And it's real easy to be anxious right now. And I'd be surprised if you said you weren't anxious. I know I am at times. And that's part of where we're at right now. It's really hard. It's not easy where we're at. So I think it's one of the important things to pray. Now you might notice that we're in a different spot today. We're in the sacristy, and I wanted to point out the Luther's Rose because I think that's something that is a helpful symbol for us as Lutherans, especially when we're experiencing anxiety right now, and to see where that cross is at. So if you can see in the picture back there, the cross is in the middle of the heart. So just to remember that Jesus is in our hearts, and Jesus is with us, inside of us, around us, and with us. And I think that reminder today, that Luther's Rose, showing us that God is with us, is inside of us, and is walking with us, is a powerful reminder in our anxiety. And so I want to take us some time today. Thank you, Faye, for playing the music that we have. So let's take a couple minutes. What are those things on your hearts and minds? What are those things you need to lift up to God in prayer? Let us pray. Well, I hope this was a good time to think about and reflect on those things that are hard for you right now. And like I said, I want you to just think about this Luther's Rose. Think about the times that are hard for you right now, and remember that God is with us. God is a part of our journey. God is within our hearts. God is along with the ride, that God doesn't leave us alone. And this Luther Rose reminds us of that. And the other powerful thing about this Luther Rose too, is if you notice the outside of the rose is that blue. That reminds us of our baptism, that we're wrapped in our baptism. And the red again for the heart can also remind us of communion. So these things that Luther took to make this rose reminds us of God's part in our life. So I think, I don't know about you, but I really need to hear that today. I really need to hear that God is a part of my life, that I don't do this thing called life alone. That God puts people in my life to walk beside me, that God listens to my prayers. And I think this rose reminds me of that. So this rose reminds me that God cares and God is with us. So I hope you have a good rest of your week. Tomorrow Hillary will be doing midweek service. And then on Friday, we'll get back to Fun Friday. So if you have some jokes, because I think we all need to laugh again, please send them to me. I had my mom send me a couple of jokes, and I'm going to put those up. And maybe my dad as well, too. Well, take care. God bless. And we will talk to you tomorrow.